Hello there, guys, and welcome to Daily Updates, a resignation that we have all been waiting for. Since Floyd left and the others left, we've been wondering who is next and when is Mpofu going to resign, because everything that is MK is centered around his name. This is the same person who's been representing the MK party when they were challenging the ANC. This is the same person who's been seen close to Jacob Zuma all the time. And there were rumors about what is going on with Mpofu, because we are seeing him with Jacob Zuma, we are seeing him aligning with the MK party, but he's in the EFF. People are leaving, Mpofu is still here. Is he ever going to leave, or he remains part of the EFF? That question is finally answered as Mpofu has tendered his resignation in the Economic Freedom Fighters. One particular aspect that you need to look at: the SG of the MK party has resigned, not because there are fights, but because he has been called back in his job at the Department of Health. So Dr. Maseko decided that since his pending suspension has been settled and he can go back to work, he's going to leave that position of Secretary General to go to the Department of Health. He's given the MK party all the letters and thanked them for the position, and to say that I'm still a member of the MK, but I'm leaving to go and pursue that job that I've been under. As he leaves, Mpofu says, EFF, I am done, I am leaving, I have served my purpose. And one thing that doesn't really sit well with me, when speaking to SABC, he says that he sees the MK party as that party that is going to emancipate the black people. Really? You've been in the EFF, you were a chairperson. Suddenly you are leaving and you say that you see the MK party as that one that is going to emancipate the black people. And going back to the issue of Dr. Maseko, if Maseko leaves and goes to join his employment in the Department of Health, and there is Advocate Mpofu, who is now joining the MK party. If you look at it, all the people that join, they don't just join and go at the back. What position would you really think, if not the SG? Because it looks like Zuma is finally saying, I am rewarding you for saving the MK party. Really interesting developments in the Umkhonto weSizwe party. And you go back and look at the EFF. At some point, we really need to feel sorry for them and also encourage them to be brutal. You know that what is going on is no longer that thing of saying it's a friendly match, is this. It is a brutal match. They've been poaching your people for so many times. This is the time for them to say that we are going to reply. Of course, they might say that, well, good riddance. Mpofu is gone. He's not going to contest anything. So we can go on as normal and march and know what we want. And we really have to wonder, is there another resignation in the Economic Freedom Fighters? Because we knew that Mpofu might leave, but we did not know that he might leave before the conference. What a shame, man. What a shame. These are the same people that believed in the EFF. That belief has changed. They can't sit down and say that, let us talk about it. Now they are saying MK party is the answer. Shouldn't we really call them out and say, but guys, you are the one who've been telling us about this party. What changed inside that party? If there is something that changed, can you not go and vote for that person out and bring someone else? Why are you leaving before you can even get the chance to vote for that person you think they are bringing division in the party? But they are leaving before that, which really tells me that this is something that was orchestrated. Go back to something. Who was the person that went to a podcast and announced that I'm leaving the EFF before any media house could know? Secondly, who was the person who went to the same podcast to answer on the question of what did the president say to me, to reply, a right of reply? Remember, Julius Malema said some few words about Floyd Shivambu during an interview with the SABC. But who went to a podcast to get a right of reply on what Julius Malema said? Put one and one together. Who's resigning now? And how do they relate with the person who is there doing the podcast. Nothing against it. I'm just putting 1 and 2 together. You look at that, you think that it could be orchestrated. These people knew that eventually we are leaving. What platform do you use to really test the EFF and say that jump if you can? Because if you think we are scared of you, we are going to use each and every tool that we can use to show you that we are dealing with you. And I think the main target is not just the EFF, it is Julius Malema. They are trying to give him the message to say that if you think you are going to be the leader you are, if you think you are going to possess the power that you have, just know that we are going to test you. There was a young chap who wrote a message to Julius Malema to say, if you think you can't be touched, we are going to touch you. And if the EFF thinks it is just that boy, they must forget. It is not that boy. The message behind that boy, it is not from that boy. It is representing some people to say that finally you are going to pay for thinking you are above us. Politics is something very strange because now Mpofu leaves. I can assure you, before we go to the conference of the EFF, someone is going to leave. And at this point, you must never be surprised if Mbuyiseni leaves. No, for the fact that these people go to parliament, these people go in public and just be lovey-dovey and represent the EFF, and you think that this can go, but not this one. Next thing, the same person goes. I remember when every time Julius Malema would be speaking, he would be like, Butali. And you think these people are very close and they know what they're doing. They care about the movement. But today, the same person says that I think the MK party is the one that is going to emancipate. The first chairperson of the EFF says it is going to emancipate the black people and not the EFF. How interesting. But it is upon the people of the economic freedom fighters to go back to the drawing board. We keep saying that because if they are waiting for the elective conference, it might be too late. Of course, you might lose a lot of people and think that going back and working with what we have, we are going to reinforce and be strong again. But the weaker you get, the more useless you become. The sooner they sit down and say that it is about time we strategize, the people that are looking to weaken us, we must reply and make sure that they do not win. You are finally going to find a way. I feel sorry. You know, when some people left, I never felt sorry. I was just like, it's politics. But I feel sorry for the EFF. EFF is risking becoming COPE if they are not careful. Of course, they have 9%. But what is 9% if the coming years, that 9% would be reduced because of the fact that they are not managing some of the internal problems? Of course, MK Party now is strong, and the test of MK Party will be 2029, whether it's going to be strong or the infightings. But the EFF needs to really go down and say that, let us work. If we can become strong, the only option for them is to say, join the GNU and work with the ANC. See how you can really maneuver, how you can bring yourself together and recoup that lost energy. Because if you don't go to the GNU, you are going to regret. There is no progressive caucus. There is GNU, the chance for you to join. Forget about the DA, forget about the FF+. Put yourself there. Be that child that is going to separate the ANC from the DA. If the DA is giving the ANC problems, you are the one who's supposed to come there and say that, not in our name. You are not going to do as you like. If the EFF does that, I am telling you, GNU will last, GNU will work, and for the EFF, it is going to be a benefit. If they focus on the progressive caucus, by the time we go to 2029, it will be the top 6 in the EFF and the rest of the people, because each and every person will be wanting to leave as they are being influenced on the other side. Anyway, guys, we've just got the news. It is early in the morning, surprising, but life goes on. Cheers.